Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be comparing the 3 subscription boxes that I got for December, and as well as we're going to look at the value of Paletteful Packs as well. So we have SketchBox, ArtSnacks, and ScrawlrBox. So up ahead is going to be my thought on the box, what supplies we got, what I created with it, and then the numbers. And then at the very end, I'm going to rank them of which was my favorite box for the month, as well as which was the most worth it. So let's get started. Alright, so the first box that I got this month was SketchBox. If you would have seen that video, if not, it's going to be in the card. Honestly, I thought this was amazingly curated. Everything fit together absolutely perfectly. I know some questioned this, but I sort of understood why they put this one in. Absolutely loved it. SketchBox did amazing this month, and everything just fit together so nicely. Honestly, I think the best SketchBox that I've ever received, just for the cohesion of everything. Anyway, so we have this render no-show through paper, which previously I've gotten this in ArtSnacks, but they had a lot of things that were water-based, and yeah, this thing is supposed to be all media, multimedia. It might work with a lot of media, but it does not like water. So if you use a watercolor pen, you have to be gentle with it, very light-handed. Otherwise, it's going to crinkle like crazy and just does not want to go flat again. But it was included with alcohol markers, which was amazing, and we got this 3-pack of blendable markers in these colors if they want to focus. Yes, there we go. So that was awesome. We also got a Tombow ABT Pro, which is also an alcohol-based marker. So this and mine was uncapped on this chisel end, and when I ended up saying something to SketchBox, that was Monday, they got back to me right away on Monday saying they're going to send me another one. Tuesday I got the shipping info for that replacement. It was supposed to arrive Friday and it arrived on Thursday, so it was very fast. I have it here. I'm keeping it separate at the moment, just so until I get the marked of which one came uncapped, because this worked sort of, but I don't think it was as true of a color. Then we got these Derwent ChromaFlow pencils, which are pretty cool. I figured out a really cool technique that you can use where you put these down and then put the markers on top, and especially with the white ends up creating a really cool effect where you just get this one little light spot. And then this is a water-based one, and has black on one end and then gray on the other. Both are brush tips. Now, I saw some people wondering why put a water-based with all these alcohol-based, and like some people will use liners and very specific liners, but you're always wanting to use the opposite. So the great thing about this was you could put down a bunch of gray shadow underneath and then color with the alcohol over it, or vice versa. You could use alcohol markers and then shade over it with the gray. Even if you added a little water to lighten the gray, you could do it that way. So it's just there's some really cool things you can do with it. Like I have experimented with putting the water base over the alcohol base and vice versa before. And I think it's really cool. You can do a lot of things with it. So it seems odd to have water-based with a bunch of alcohol-based markers. In this context, it makes more sense than how I've seen it in other boxes, where they had one alcohol marker and the rest water-based, and nothing really worked well together, even when you try to make it work well. But for this context where you could use this for line art, you can use this for shading, for detail work, it was really awesome. Now, I'm going to show it. This is not my final piece for these supplies. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but the ScrawlrBox took me a little longer than planned, and when I originally did this, I had an eye injury, so I could not see very well. So I just sort of experimented with it. That's where I was saying putting down the white underneath and then putting the colors on top made a really cool effect. That's where I tried it, as well as in the body, that these darker stripes were the gray that I put over. Then you can see where the white stripes are. And all these different things. Actually, when I was doing the line work with the black, I was just experimenting, like, okay, if I go this way, I get this type of line. This way, I get this type of line. So it's really wonky lines, but you know what? It was a fun experiment. I loved experimenting with this box. Honestly, I have planned to do a much more polished one. I'm probably going to do a butterfly polished. It might be next weekend when I have a little bit more time. Anyway, so you can look forward to that. As for the numbers, SketchBox with shipping is $40 for the premium, which is what I have. SketchBox values this box at $48.62. I was worried about that being a little bit on the low side, but when I ended up calculating the value was between $40.64 and $42.59. So a lot of where that came down was I found this cheapest on Amazon for $17.55 or on Blick for $19.50. That's where the biggest price difference was. Yeah, actually this by itself, if you go to Michael's, it is $5.99. Tombow lists it at $4.49. So if you go to a place like Michael's, you're going to be paying more for this than what the company even suggests retail-wise, which is a little bit annoying in my brain. And then these I could not find individually. I ended up having to calculate it from a set, which really made it a little bit strange to do. And then, of course, custom sketch pad, which is, of course, custom. So, honestly, what I got, I essentially paid for. So that wasn't that bad. The one thing that had the most value in the box, honestly, was the curation of it. I thought this was beautifully curated. I loved how all of the supplies work together. Even for me, I am probably my weakest, absolute weakest supply still is alcohol markers. I did some practice and then I'm like, ooh, watercolors, and I need to do more practice. Even for me, that they're not my forte, they're my weakest, it still made me super excited to have these. So I thought SketchBox was an awesome box. All right, on to the next one. All right, so ArtSnacks was the second one I ended up opening. My favorite part was this sticker. It was definitely, I love the sticker. This is the first sticker I have been wanting multiples of the sticker because it's just so cute with the polar bears and I love it. But anyway, on to the actual art supplies. As you can see by the flash reflecting off of it, the flash looks so bright right now because it decided to start snowing. But honestly, the majority of the value was really put into these two things in the box, and these are sealed partly because I think of these as more of a project book. Like there is a very specific project I want to use this for, so it can have a very nice display, versus being an actual sketchbook because of how they fold out. And they're really cool because this is the size for the height of it, but it folds out like really, really long. Like this small one does not fit on the screen if I were to unfold it. They're really awesome. I personally do love them, as I have a couple of these, now an extra one. When I went on vacation, I had one of these and it's sort of my highlight book of all of the things we saw. I just have the sketches in that. I have to still paint it, but I thought it was just a really cool way to have a memorabilia, sort of like a photo album, but in painting form. So yeah, these were definitely a highlight. I personally am, if I ever get these in another box, I will never use them for the box's artwork. That's just me. Me personally, I don't. I thought this was really cool getting this pen, and honestly, just, I don't know if you can hear, I'll try to be quiet. I don't know if it really shows up, but this is full of paint. Like, this is going to last a long time. The only thing I had a complaint with was this top bit right over here got damaged super easily. Yeah, there you can see it. I got, like, I barely started trying to get it working and it started to bend, so gotta be really careful with it. This mono twin was interesting, but I'm not entirely sure how much I like it. Oops, I'm missing a part of the box. One second. Okay, I got the rest of the box. I'm going to finish talking about what I have out before I go to the next one. So this was very interesting. I think it would have been more interesting in a different type of box, just because this is a liner and it's an oil-based liner that's supposed to be instantly dried. So I don't know. I think it's just because I've never used something like that before. I don't think I used it to its full capacity. And then we got two Tombow water-based markers. I personally do love these. I have much more of this brand in my collection, and I don't think I have these two colors, so that was really cool to have these in the box. Yeah, half the reason I missed this is because I started to put the other stuff away, but in all honesty, the reason I was so disappointed because my brain registered this box's contents as what is right here in front of you now. And the reason being is we have a liner right here. Why did we need another set of liners? And on top of this set of liners, if you have been subscribing the past couple months, October we got a set of 5 or 6 liners. I forgot to look up how many it was. I got that box. I didn't get September, but September got a set of liners. According to someone that did get it, we were talking about the liners, and then it was July, my first ArtSnacks box, we got liners. So honestly, having more liners, in addition to already having a liner, a little bit soured the box for me. It just felt like a cop-out. Just so many liners lately. I was really disappointed with that. Anyway, here's the artwork that I made with it. So I used acrylic in the background, and then used the acrylic mixed with the brown Tombow to get this tree trunk, and the brown Tombow watered down for this effect and this effect. The tree was that pink color, and then the shiny is that oil-based one that was on top of the acrylic. And then the only thing I used the liners for, the Copic liners, were honestly the grains. So, do I think this was the best put together box? Not really. In all honesty, I don't know. It doesn't help that there were 2 other boxes that I got that were amazingly put together. By the way, if anyone wants $5 off and the sale has already ended, when the sale already ends, here's a $5 off. If you'd like that, go for it. It's yours. Whoever gets to it first, that's okay. And they have a sale going for a couple more days, so that's if it's after the sale. And this was recorded on the 5th of December. So just bear that in mind. For the numbers are not that bad because I could not find these for any cheaper price than what ArtSnacks had listed them. So the value was saved by the sketchbooks. Again, for me, what I ended up using the box was more that. So for me, these are going to go away for a special project. Copics are just going to be adding to my fine liner collection that I don't think I could use up in 2 years' time. So that's another issue I have with that. But that's more of my art supply and for me personally. Other people, this might have been a really good box. And price-wise, it worked out. Because ArtSnacks with shipping is $48.99. The value ArtSnacks put to this box was $57.93. When I calculated it, the value of the box was $51.96. So you're getting a good value. Was the curation of the box as good as others this month? Probably not. But it ends up working out to be good. And honestly, for these Tombows, sort of like in this SketchBox, we had an item that if you went to Michael's, it was more expensive. These two, if you try to go to Michael's and buy them, they're going to be more expensive. So keep that in mind if you want to try getting these colors. For these, honestly, I've gone to Michael's with a big coupon and gotten a set of them, which made them very cheap. So keep that in mind. Coupons, amazing deals. So yeah, those are my thoughts for these art snacks. Now on to the next one. So the third box that I got and opened up was the ScrawlrBox. I personally really enjoyed this one. I just love the sticker and just the artwork was amazing. I attempted to do that style in the book that they actually gave a sketchbook this time, which was cool. It's a smaller sketchbook, but you know what? I don't do a lot of this stuff, so I just have the sketchbook for the style, and I really do love doing it. I don't say it that often, but I think I did pretty good on this one. I don't say on camera how I think I did with pieces, because most of the time my opinion is I didn't do well, but today I thought I did pretty well. So we had 2 sets of these markers. They're water-based brush pens. I personally thought they were really cool. This is the palette of the Tokyo one. Let's see if I can get it zoomed in right. So that was this one. Oops. And then this was the palette for this other one, the Venice one. I absolutely love the palettes. The palettes worked really well together. It was really fun. This, I don't know why, but on occasion my Posca pens, like I can shake them, I can try to make sure they're mixed up all and good, but for some reason sometimes the color comes through, but I do not know. That happens sometimes. This came to me dry, and on the, like when I started using it, it was dry and scratchy. I put some water on it and it worked. So I'm hoping it's working now. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not exactly fond of the size, so it's not a size that I use a lot. The pencil was good. The one thing I loved was I sketched out this entire thing with the pencil. I did not erase it. I didn't lighten it. I did not erase it, but with how this box was, because it was focusing on the line work, it ended up being really awesome. I didn't have to do any erasing. The colors went over it really nicely. I really enjoyed this box. Now looking at the number figures of this box, this is where it gets a little bit harried, confusing, mixed up. How many other descriptors can I put on it? So what you pay for in pounds is 23 pounds and 95 cents, which converts to, the last time I calculated it was $33.30. I think that possibly has gone down. You'll see an updated one on the screen now, because again, the conversion factor always changes. That was a conversion when I personally bought it. The rest of the conversions were done when I actually got the box. So That's how much it is with shipping. If you're in the UK, you have free shipping. If you're in the UK and you order SketchBox or ArtSnacks from the US and have never heard of ScrawlrBox, get ScrawlrBox instead. Honestly, if I lived in the UK and I didn't have that extra shipping charge, I would be ecstatic to get ScrawlrBox all the time. Anyway, so they put the value of the box at £22 and 41 cents, which converts to $29.65. So if you're looking at that, oh, they valued it at lower than you paid, well, here's the thing, that's what they can find in the UK. I had a little bit of trouble with things. So these packs, oh my goodness, these packs gave me so much trouble because I eventually found them on Blick for $8.30. But when I tried to look on Amazon and a couple other places, one set was like $16. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying these for $16. It was really frustrating to see that because I was like, no thank you. I can't do $16 for one of these of 6 colors. Like, it was outrageous to look at that. And then I found Blick and they were $8.30. That makes more sense, but keep that in mind when you look at the value of where you order. I was having a trouble finding these sets in particular. So that was something that if it wasn't for Blick, it would have been so much higher for it. And then also this sketchbook, I was having trouble finding it as well, but when I finally found it, it's more expensive than what they quoted in the ScrawlrBox. So when you look at the US prices of things that I could find in the US, the value ended up being between $33.37, depending on where you found things, to $41.43. So you might have actually gotten better value through ScrawlrBox than trying to shop around in the US, just because of our availability of supplies are different. But honestly, you got to also factor on the curation of the box, which this one I thought was absolutely awesome. These I think are perfect for the box that we had and the theme, because it was supposed to be creating calm, doing I think the artist called them centangles, basically being more meditative, doodling, and these supplies were perfect for that. If I was trying to do a watercolor piece using these water-based markers, it would have been okay. But because I was using these for this type of purpose, they were awesome. And I think that's really a show of how well ScrawlrBox curates their things, because they don't just put in supplies, they put in supplies that really match the theme. So yeah, ScrawlrBox, I love it. My first subscription box that I got was a past ScrawlrBox, and I was really happy to get it. Definitely ScrawlrBox is one of my favorites. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, so the last box that I did not get happened to be Paletteful Packs. I wanted to do the comparison because, oh my goodness, value-wise, this was amazing. So if you can snag this box when they put it in their shop, I suggest doing so. It was very good for the price. I'm just using stand-ins of what I have. I'm probably going to do the no box art box challenge that I've seen on YouTube. I'll put it somewhere in subtitles or something down here who came up with it. I'm blanking on the artist's name. But I probably am going to do that with the supplies that I have. And honestly, I'm a little bit glad I didn't get this box, just for reasons that will be shown soon. So anyway, you got 5 Copic sketch markers. It's supposed to be 3 Marabou alcohol markers. I don't have Marabou brand, but I have a set of Ohuhus, so I'm going to use those as a stand-in. A black marker. They didn't specify, but I looked at what people got, and they got a black Copic. A Winsor & Newton fine liner in a point, was it 0.1? I happen to have a 0.51. And then also a marker pad, which all of my marker pads are giant or they're ScrawlrBox. So I'm just going to be using nothing for the paper at the moment for this display. Otherwise it'd be bigger than what I have the camera set up for. Anyway, so yeah, it was a ton of alcohol markers. The reason I'm okay that I did not get this, even though price-wise it ended up being pretty good, was just for the fact that I have a bunch of alcohol markers, like 5 more Copics. Yeah, that'd be awesome, amazing, more Copics. I have over a 200 set of Ohuhus already, and alcohol markers are my weak point. Probably one of my weakest point. My other weak point is literally line art and doing pieces of just line art, especially if I were to do them on camera. If you've noticed, line art is a little bit wonky when I do the line art on camera. My line art, it's worse if I'm recording myself. So, yeah. Alcohol markers, one of my weak points. So, I was okay not getting this box. I really look forward to when I have time to do the No Box Art Box challenge. Now, the numbers. This is why I wanted to include it, so you could see this number comparison. So, Paletteful Packs, including shipping, is $40. Paletteful Packs valued it at $84.89. And honestly, if you were to get the Copics from like Michael's or something, it'd be the same price. The only reason the price I calculated is lower is because as of today, December 5th, Michael's has a sale on Copic sketch markers, and Blick has a sale on Copic sketch markers. So as of today, they both have a sale, and that's where the value is a little bit lower. And so I calculated the value at $70.16. This was an amazing deal. If you love alcohol markers and you want a bunch of Copics and you want some marker paper, when they put the Paletteful Packs box in their store, I suggest grabbing it. it was an amazing value. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to rank which box I thought was the most worth it and which box I thought was the least worth it for the month. So we're going to head into that. Drum roll. And last place for the ones that I got was ArtSnacks. They had good value, what they included, but for me personally, I feel like they could have done a little more effort to have the supplies match. This is watercolor paper and they gave an acrylic, a giant acrylic. Like, that's mismatched to me. And a lot of their value came from these little books, which I personally love them. That's why they're my favorite supply of the box. But when you look at, that's the majority of it, and yeah, I already have these. For me, it put ArtSnacks lower. I mean, just look at the sticker. Let's just appreciate the sticker again. It had an amazing sticker this month. Okay, for the ones I got, second is SketchBox. So for first and second, this came down to a little bit of a personal preference. So for me personally, okay, we're going to have a shine on there. It'll be fine. For me, personal preference, alcohol markers are my weak point. So it's really cool to get alcohol markers. I really love having some really nice alcohol markers now. But also I'm starting to think I really don't need a ton of the really nice alcohol markers until I get better with my cheaper ones. So I love that I have some higher quality ones. I really am excited about that, but I'm also like, okay, I can't get too many now because they're still my weak point. And out of the ones that I did order, my favorite was ScrawlrBox. I love this one. It was absolutely my favorite. These two were just curated beautifully this month. SketchBox, loved it. ScrawlrBox, loved it. ScrawlrBox really had supplies that matched the theme wonderfully. And I think that was the most important thing, is that they matched their theme. SketchBox, their theme was alcohol markers. Yeah, they matched their theme too, but for it just to being the creating calm, doing the meditative artwork, just letting the supplies take you somewhere, I thought these were awesome supplies for that mindset. I actually might be getting another set of these to add to my little meditative doodle supply. But yeah, for the theme, they were awesome. The only reason they edged out SketchBox was a personal preference of SketchBox sent my weakness, which I'm okay with. They did amazing colors. I love the oranges. But for me personally, this was really nice. So if I was to add in Paletteful Packs, just based on value, Paletteful Packs would have won. I mean, who can deny how amazing all their stuff was value-wise? Like, and that was for the Paletteful Packs Premiere Pack. So in all honesty, If you wanted the most bang for your buck, that was Paletteful Packs this month. Out of the ones I got, this is my personal ranking. Okay, so those were my thoughts on all the subscription boxes. Let me know which one was your favorite this month. And keep your eyes open. I'm going to be redoing this one, the SketchBox, when I have time next weekend and my eye is healed. So that's awesome. I'm going to do a no box art challenge for the Paletteful Packs. So keep an eye open for that. And keep an eye open on Instagram. Hopefully later this afternoon, I'll have the rest of my self-challenge of 24 days of festive holiday doodles. Hopefully I'll have those updated. I have them done. I just haven't posted them to Instagram, but you can check those out soon too. So I'll see you next time. Bye.